You have no idea how ready I am.
I am
my
my
babies.
babies.
To talk to my babies.
Oh, hello, people.
What is going on? We are on episode 9, which is crazy because we're literally one episode behind double digits,
I know.
which
Well-
is I don't even know how many accumulated hours we've put into this
That's
podcast.
A
but
lot.
I mean,
definitely a lot. More than my 9 to 5, honestly. if
more
we're
than
being
my
honest.
I feel like if you add up all the text messages and phone calls that we have, I literally
About
do
this podcast, yeah.
about this podcast. It's probably just as much as me working at Applebee's,
Yeah. It's
Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
It's close.
and I enjoy
mean,
it way more.
Oh yeah, it's honestly I think that's one of our things. But for those of you tuning in, this is Torn Between Two Brothers, where we talk about what's new, what's trending, what's new to us, and we try to add a little sprinkle of game segments in there.
Sprinkle of game segments. Have
Okay,
we had a
please.
game segment?
Oh,
To s-
segments,
to sp-
segments that are fun. Fun
like,
segments.
like little game
Yeah,
segments.
Oh, game segments. Okay.
I thought you meant we were about to stream.
We have to do a PSA real quick to start off the podcast.
Yes,
So-
it's very important. If you are in here, please don't leave.
Yep.
It's just something that we need to get
It's
out
very,
to you guys.
It's from our core, from our soul.
yes,
So
absolutely.
our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or we will have sex with your fathers.
With your fathers,
And you may be thinking, oh, they're just gonna take my dad to Pound Town
they're just gonna bang my dad. Whatever.
over and over. But we are actually going to have a full-on polyamorous relationship with your father.
Ooh.
And we're going to date your dad until we have a nice, beautiful 3-person wedding on the countryside. Both families coming together.
Doves are gonna put rings on our fingers.
And once you finally accept that we are part of your family and we are your father, we're in love with your fathers, we're going to become your stepdad.
We will become your stepdad
And we will tell you, son, because now you are sons.
or daughter,
Or daughters, but mostly sons.
and we're gonna make you subscribe.
We are going to enforce our responsibility as the father figure in your new life to subscribe to our channel. So either subscribe to our channel or we become your stepdad and make you subscribe to our channel. So for those of you tuning in, we have a little special thing. So if you guys could see right here,
I think I'm in the wrong podcast. There we go. In the background, we have jerseys on our icons.
On
and
our-
why is that? Because
the Super Bowl was,
it was
last
Super
weekend.
Bowl Sunday last
Super
weekend.
Bowl!
As you can see, me in the back with my Jimmy Garoppolo jersey.
Yep.
Justin's got his old buddy boy Pat Mahomes
Patrick.
jersey.
Patrice.
The Chiefs
Patrick.
versus the
I know.
freaking 49ers.
So we watched the game together.
We did.
It was okay. I gotta say, in the first couple quarters, it was kind of even the first 3 quarters were slow. They were kind of like they were.
Were we watching the same game?
The first 3. Well, it only got to 20-10 in the first 3
it wasn't
quarters.
as crazy as we thought the offense
I thought
was
it was
going to
be
do.
back and forth.
Like, yeah,
and then-
touchdown. And it was only, I mean, both teams both got a field goal. They
Yeah.
both scored. Jimmy G had probably one of the best ratings that he's had in playoff history within
Yeah.
the first 2 quarters, not to mention the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely crazy.
But then the fourth just turned up, turned up so much for us. Like we got
Mhm.
so stoked because the Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes does.
Throughout
is
the whole playoff.
he-
It's his 3rd consecutive game with being down from 10 points
Or
and to be-
more,
10
yeah.
points or more,
Yeah.
and to be able to come back. I think it was in the 3rd, and then
No,
right-
just the fourth.
It was
Just
just
the
the
fourth
fourth.
was the 21 points.
Oh wow.
So it was 20-10 through the third, and then he scored 21 unanswered
And
points
this,
in a row.
This is what we've talked about. Pat Mahomes, he was a little shaky at first, and I noticed. But you're 24 years old. You're going to be the youngest person or youngest quarterback to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you stay that way?
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you were shaky at first. And, I mean, obviously, that's just because it's the Super Bowl. And then the fourth quarter, left and right, dude,
Yeah.
he was fine.
And
he was
I know it sounds like we're a football podcast now, but it's just because it's the Super Bowl.
It's, yeah,
like we're
we
amped
gotta
about
talk
the Super
about
Bowl.
it. Yeah.
So, and I didn't know until that game that they showed him being in the Dodgers is what it was. I forgot what
He was
baseball team.
I don't know what baseball team, but he was
Yeah.
drafted for baseball specifically, and that's why I
Which
think he can
makes
throw because he
sense.
can throw with both arms,
And
he can underthrow,
that's-
he can throw on top,
Well, I love his underthrows, and that
Oh, yeah.
that is not taught.
breaks away
like,
from the pocket, and then he goes to the side and right underneath.
I know it's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. So he was MVP.
Which I know I didn't tell you I was gonna say this.
You can contest it.
I'm gonna contest MVP for Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Not the MVP.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about MVP, you give it to Williams, the
Williams,
running back.
oh my God, yeah.
But obviously they're gonna give MVP to Pat Mahomes because youngest quarterback to win the Super Bowl, youngest quarterback to receive the MVP for a Super Bowl. Yeah. It's been 50 years since the Chiefs won.
He only did 20 his plays. He only got 26 out of 42 that game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't. I mean, until the ending, he looked like an average quarterback.
Yeah. And it's the first time in 50 years.
First time in 50 years the Chiefs gone to the Super Bowl. They won in Super Bowl 4, and now it's 54. And they come back and they win again.
They lost in Super Bowl 1, which I didn't know either. I think we were talking to Bob.
Yeah,
that's what he was saying. Is they played
good
in
old
the
daddy.
first. They played in the first Super Bowl and they did not win.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's just recap the whole Super Bowl as a whole. So Jennifer Lopez, Shakira, we were kind of like disappointed going into it. Coming out of it,
it wasn't too bad.
Shockingly, not mind blowing.
No, absolutely not.
But like. Not disappointed.
I was entertained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I feel like with Maroon 5, I was disappointed. I was just so
from
upset.
the start to finish.
And like
absolutely.
Katy Perry was like, it was kind of a weird clash of pop and football.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But like the memes that sparked out of it made it more interesting.
What, the dolphin? Was that the dolphin?
The shark.
Or the shark.
shark.
Yeah.
And I guess Maroon 5, well, I mean, a lot of people are upset that like people are pushing like SpongeBob to be in the halftime show.
Yep.
And it kind of was,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. It's just like everyone was let down. Whenever, wherever, the famous song by Shakira.
Whenever, wherever. Beautiful voice. Beautiful.
Number 1 on Top 100 on iTunes right now.
No way,
Yeah,
huh?
so
people miss their Shakira, apparently.
She's number 1, number 3, and number 6.
Oh, wow.
Right now with like the hips don't lie, and then I think it's the Africa song.
It's funny because like you don't think about it, but she's made hits for like the past, 15, 20 years, something like that.
She was 43.
Yeah, I thought she was younger too.
Yeah.
And then she was,
But I don't know
looks
how
good
old
for
Rihanna
age.
is because for some reason I put her and Rihanna like in the
I feel like
same age
Rihanna's
bracket.
younger.
Yeah,
I
but
think
like
so.
when she had put on the replay, like she looked like 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like
No,
so
I
I
feel you.
figured Shakira came out at the same time.
And this was a controversial halftime show. People were really upset that like everyone was like underdressed and yada yada. But you have to
People were
understand,
pissed, like Latina, like that was all Latina, and they're like, oh, what the heck? But
Yep.
they did bring out Bad Bunny and J Balvin, which was really cool. So they're very prominent reggae hip hop artists that are known. I mean, I know one of the songs that I know most is like the Cardi B's. I like it.
I like it like that.
And then he did his verse on it too, which was really cool.
Yep.
And yeah, it did spark a lot of outrage because she did the Zagruda. I could be pronouncing it very wrong. Rihanna's 31. Jesus, I did not think Rihanna was a 12-year difference. So she did that, and it's from. I don't know what culture it's from, but people are outraged.
I think it's from the Latin culture, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't from
it's-
Shakira's culture.
No, because her dad's Colombian and her mom is something else. Like,
Okay.
Like I think it's Middle Eastern.
Yeah, but it's a certain thing. Doesn't it mean like pride for the country or something along the lines of that?
Long, wavering, high-pitched vocal sound that represents joy and celebration.
Joy and celebration. There you go.
So whenever dudes go down on your girl and go, la, 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 celebrate joy. So, Mom, thanks for watching the podcast. So what we did before is we did a little
Prop
guess
bets.
that prop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so
I keep moving around this
I'm
drink,
gonna
but I'm not actually drinking it. I
drinking-
just
just
noticed
like
it.
shifting it.
Just
It's like
shifting it.
you're playing air hockey on this table. You have 4. You got 4 out of 7 correct.
That's not
So
bad.
I think like we were like stoked because we're like, oh, we got them all right.
Even though
But,
we
like,
didn't put money, we
yeah.
did not put a
we
dime.
should have. We should do like.
I mean,
stuff
4
like
out of
that,
7, we probably would have just made like $5.
Yeah.
Which would have been worth it.
Which would it would have been fun to just to get like stoked because you were stoked seeing yourself win or lose like throughout the Super Bowl. Like,
Exactly.
you were stoked like seeing
Every
things.
dog I saw in a commercial, I was
You
like,
were
"That's my
counting,
boy.
That's mine.
That's my
That's
boy.
one for the
That's a
homies."
good boy."
So so these were the 7. So there was a player arrested in Miami. I don't believe there was one.
I don't think so.
So
Not that I
but
heard
you
of.
voted yes, so that's where you got one wrong. Pitbull performing. You said no. We were very joyous.
I was so
to
fucking
see
happy that Pitbull wasn't there.
Pitbull was not part of it.
Oh my God, we were just waiting for a dun 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 dun. It just reminds me like going to freaking clubs.
Honestly,
No,
you
I've
know
never
what it
been
makes
to a
me
club,
feel
but-
like? It feels like you're in a Jeep Wrangler and you're just hitting a bunch of, like a rocky road, and you're just like a third world country. J-Lo's butt.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely,
yes.
dude. I would have put fucking $700 on fucking J-Lo showing her ass. Obviously, dude. The woman's 50 and she was climbing a stripper pole. Like,
I know.
clearly she's gonna show her
She
butt.
was like a boa constrictor on that pole. But like the funniest thing was seeing the stripper pole like sway.
Yeah,
like,
it was
one
swing
foot.
back and
I was
forth.
like,
I
oh
think
my
it's to give it
God.
some leeway, so it's not. But I don't know,
Yeah,
dude.
so that
like,
way it doesn't snap. It has to give
Exactly.
a little bit of a cantilever, I guess. Gatorade.
Yes.
So the typical colors at lemon lime. And this Super Bowl, your girlfriend
was-
even said it right before it happened.
my
She was-
girlfriend, my wife,
Your wife?
your
One of the-
girlfriend.
actually, your girlfriend doesn't. Your wife doesn't know about your girlfriend.
Jesus.
She said orange, and then it was just, and then she was right.
Yeah,
but
she was
like
right.
they like doused them like early.
Oh yeah,
I, like,
Andy Reid. It was like
yeah,
40 seconds, and yeah, 40 seconds. Oh, also,
They weren't even at the
something
kneeling
cool that we
point.
didn't discuss is Andy Reid actually is the longest coach to be in like coaching football.
Isn't it like 23 years?
I think
or
it was
something?
21 if I wasn't
Yeah.
mistaken. But 21 years and he's never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It was the longest
Which-
time for a coach.
Good for him and good for the Chiefs. You know, taking two.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I think it's cool to see like a team that it has
Not the
won in 50
underdogs,
years.
but
yeah.
yeah. Well, I guess the underdogs.
Kind
They
of
weren't
like
the
the
underdogs, but they were. Yeah.
MC Hammer during his Cheetos commercial saying "Hammer Time."
Fucking
guaranteed.
called it, dude.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
A-Rod.
Who's MC Hammer if he doesn't say Hammer Time?
What?
He's just a dude in big pants. Like, bro, it's just if he doesn't say it, it doesn't mean anything. I don't.
Because I don't know if it's like something where they have to like I don't know. I don't know if it's the rights or whatever. I knew he's probably gonna do the Hammer dance, but Hammer Time is
Hammer
a gamble.
Time. Nope.
It's a gamble.
Nope.
A-Rod. A-Rod, you said yes.
I
A-Rod
did.
did not show up.
I was very upset about that.
I told you
but
during the betting.
technically, he was in a commercial. You should have given me the half on it. The half
I'll
a
give you
point.
half. You
All
got
right.
4.5 out of 7.
4.5 out of 7. I'll
but
take
like
it.
I think like yeah, that's why I told you I was like he's in an executive suite. So like unless like they usually just show the owners of the company and the wives and
Correct.
children and stuff
But
like
they
that.
went around and they went on a celebrity. I remember specifically it was like maybe 10 seconds, and they went around to different celebrities, and I was hoping that A-Rod
He
was
was
going to
just
be
gonna
one of
pop up.
them. I mean,
No.
it's J-Lo's husband, you know?
I don't know. Shakira's husband wasn't there.
Yeah.
I'll be Shakira's husband. I just hear like the ceiling collapses and I get tackled from Cat. Dogs. So the over under was 3.5. You said over 3.5. I guess you said 6.5.
I did say 6.5.
But,
Did you get the actual count?
I think it
Out
was
of
like
curiosity.
5 dogs. or
5
something like
dogs?
that. I think 5 or 6.
I'll take over
I don't know.
3.5.
Yeah,
How is there not, dude? Dogs are the best. Better than people.
I don't
Dogs
know.
are better than people. I'll just say it.
But I will say
Yes.
I did win that cash moolah.
Oh yeah.
So I
Definitely.
put money on the AFC Championship for the Chiefs to win with the 7.5 point spread. This 1.5 just made sense just because I don't know. I was cheering for the Chiefs. I was a Chiefs fan watching the game. Like usually,
I was on half and half.
You just enjoy football. It was
Yes.
a good. I enjoyed watching both sides of football, but like I was just going into it like I guess cheering for money is what I was.
Yeah, you were cheering
for
for money, and I mean, good for you because I mean, what was the final score of the game? We said
31-20.
31-20.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the point spread was only 1.5, 1.5.
yeah.
So
But
you
I know
made that
lot-
money,
I
boy.
know a lot of people took the over, which everyone was expecting. So it ended up being 51 points, but the point spread was 53.5. So
And if Jimmy Garoppolo could keep his composure in the third and fourth quarter and not go for a 4th and 10 going like this and
Oh my
throwing
God.
the ball with both hands
doing
being tackled.
volleyball, I
Yeah,
know.
he was ready for a set. He's
I
like,
know.
bump.
I
Fucking
don't know.
weirdo.
It was a good game. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say. But that means I will be investing in some Torn Between Two Brothers merch. It's a little extra money.
Merchandise.
Maybe I'll get some contacts. So I think that's why I'm gonna get. Well, because I told you, so my health insurance. Side note, I know you guys probably don't want to hear about adult stuff.
Like, I don't fucking care.
So my health insurance says I can get a free eye contact exam every 2 years,
Mhm.
but your contact exam expires every year.
Okay.
So right now I'm in a spot between now and August that I either have to pay $100 for an eye contact exam
Yeah.
and the contacts, or wait till August to get the eye exam for free.
The Chiefs are
So-
helping you.
So the Chiefs.
You know what? The Chiefs know that you need 2020,
Yeah.
and it
I'm
is
pissed.
2020.
I'm so pissed.
Speaking of eyes, My Chemical Romance got back together.
You're such a dick.
They got back together. They announced MCR, My Chemical Romance. For people that don't know, I fucking hate My Chemical Romance. I'm really not a huge fan whatsoever. I can appreciate their music. I can see why people like them. Gerard Way, I think that's his name, or is that the actor? I think it's Gerard Way.
I don't
It's
know.
just I just want to punch
Any
him in the
guy
face.
with the name Gerard, I'm like,
Yeah, Gerard, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
well,
Come over here.
No, I mean they all blend in. It could
Oh.
be Gerard Butler. It could be Gerard Way. It could
Butler's, you're right.
Yeah.
Butler's the actor, Way's the singer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, he's just got a punchable face. I saw him and like him and his
He
whole group.
does.
Yeah, dude.
Especially now when he's not like full like.
and he
My
doesn't have
Chemical
like
Romance.
the white makeup
Yeah.
on and stuff like that. It's just awful.
Because there's such great bands from that era.
There's
of, like,
so many that
MCR,
like emo.
I don't know.
Like
But like, then you take the best bands from them, and most of them are striving. Like Panic at the Disco is having a great like
oh, Panic at the
post.
Disco.
Like after that first album, they've hit that longevity. While do you know My Chemical Romance? I think they base it off of Radiohead's career choice, where Radiohead went on a hiatus for 7 years and came back on a tour.
Yeah.
Or 9 years or something like that. And My Chemical Romance mimicked the same thing, where they retired for 7 to 9 years, and then they put in their music videos that they would be announcing a tour in March 2020, and
it fucking worked.
and it happened.
Guess
Yep.
how long it took for My Chemical Romance to sell out their entire world tour?
I think
My Chemical
it's
Romance.
like 4 hours or something like that.
6 hours.
Oh Jesus!
Guess what? How much the tickets are?
Well, I know what they started as, but I know Ticketmaster has these, just like Uber,
Yeah.
where like you really want to Uber, it's gonna cost you $200 to drive 5 minutes down the road. I think
They're like
originally
prime time.
My Chemical Romance, the most expensive ones were like between 120 and 200. It's either 120 or 180. I forget, because they had 119.99
Yeah,
or it's
yeah, yeah.
199. You know, like I'm just like
But
transposing
towards
numbers.
the end,
But
towards
it was
when
like
it was
$2
about to
grand
sell
or
out,
something like that, right?
$700 to get inside the arena.
Jesus. So
Fucking
that's bare minimum.
assholes, dude.
Well, I don't know who that is. That's either My Chemical Romance or it's their like not.
They
their
shouldn't have gone
marketing.
back together. They're the
Oh,
assholes.
Just them getting back together.
Just
it makes
them getting
the
back together,
assholes.
and then Ticketmaster's like, or all of those ticket places, StubHub, they're just like bathing in the filth of the blood of the
'Cause
fucking weak.
I
and
think
the-
people. Correct
the
me if
poor.
I'm wrong. Anyone that's watching, or maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I typically am.
Mm.
This is like the least informative podcast.
Mhm. It is.
So I think a lot of people were pissed, thinking it was a bunch of ticket scalpers.
Yep.
But really, it was the websites that sell the tickets that are inflating it based on traffic to the website.
Yeah, it's almost like any website when you
Yeah.
go onto it, and it's like if you keep going back, like I know, like airplanes. Airplanes and cruises do it. If you keep going back and you don't delete your cookies, they keep raising the price, and that's just you that's looking at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking
People
assholes,
said we're saying
dude.
like
That's why I
45-minute
don't.
wait.
I literally don't go to see artists because of how expensive it is.
Yeah.
And I'm standing 3 miles away from them, and I'm like, is that even Childish Gambino?
Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
Childish
At-
Gambino
at
was a really good
Oshiego
show,
when there's
yeah.
10,000 people, and he's all the way down there. Obviously, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
For someone like Childish Gambino. If I'm going to see My Chemical Romance, I'm not paying $700 to sit all the way in the back. I don't even pay $300 for tickets, man. Like,
I will say, when I saw Panic at the Disco, it was really cool because he like sat at a piano and they like hoisted it by like crane, and like he
That's
like
sweet.
was by wire like going around the whole audience.
that's
And
awesome.
which
It's
I'd be so
you
stressed
include
if
your
I
audience.
see like it's just a piano. Like it would look like the old Looney
like-
Tunes, like where they drop pianos on
You're like Brandon
freaking-
Urie, for the love of God, please don't land on me with your gigantic piano.
Dude,
with
I
your
hate
peen.
to dwell on Panic at the Disco, but because I have a follow-up question to it. But I
Yep.
remember when I went to go see him at the Snow Arena in Manchester, New Hampshire. We
Panic at the Disco? Or
Panic at the Disco.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry, I thought
Sorry, I
you-
didn't see MCR.
No,
So
you're good.
they went to go perform Bohemian Rhapsody,
Mhm.
because what happens is I think the state of Queen and the remaining members of Queen like had Brandon. They said Brandon Urie was good enough to be the person singing Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah.
on the soundtrack of the new Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody. So
I didn't even correlate 2 and 2 together. That's why that got released around that time.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So he performed it, and as he's performing it,
Mhm.
all the like sound equipment blew out and stopped working. It's like they blew a circuit or something like that. The drummer's still drumming. You can hear it faint in the background. He's trying to sing. You can't hear him because there's thousands of people watching.
Was it during
him.
like one of the high notes and he's just like,
no, it was near the beginning.
Crashes.
And then all of a sudden, but people knew the song and they were singing along already.
Yeah.
It's not dead silent, but like there's no sound system anymore.
Yeah.
And the whole crowd of thousands of people, and granted, a lot of them are teeny boppers like that know Brandon Urie from Vine because he was a big Vine star.
Yep.
And everyone's singing Bohemian Rhapsody at the top of their lungs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fill the
it's all
audience.
The parents like
Dude,
bringing their
it was
freaking kids.
So
and it's
cool, and everyone's singing
mashup
it.
of generations.
And he's grabbing like a megaphone and he's trying to sing as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like belting it out, and he's almost like tearing up because the whole audience is carrying.
Yeah.
It was just like something like you see out of a movie where like someone's performing and the sound isn't working and there's someone in the audience like slowly singing or slowly doing a slow clap, and then everyone starts to build
joins
this
along
momentum. And I think like that was one of my it was a really magical moment. But referring back to that era of like scene and emo or whatever, like
back when I had my long hair and I was just like this. I think I'm telling you, this is the reason I have migraines, because I fucking too many hair flips. Yeah, I look like Justin Bieber.
What are your favorite bands from that era? Because I know that like maybe not exactly MCR and Panic at the Disco, but maybe like more like Dashboard Confessional. Like, what were your favorite
Dashboard Confessional was a really fucking good one. I think one of the ones that inspired me the most was probably Taking Back Sunday. I mean, I still have their discography on Spotify that I go through. You know what I mean? Old scene. I'm trying to think, because I used to play guitar.
Brand
New's. Yeah, because that's technically from that era.
They usually just all group together.
Brand New.
They all came out.
Say Anything's another big one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Was that
Chiodos?
I guess
Chiodos, bro.
Is so dope. I think pretty much anyone that performed at Warped Tour,
yes,
can be considered in
not
this thing.
In these kinds of years,
yeah,
but like Bring Me the Horizon still tours with them.
Oh yeah, I love
God, Oliver Sykes, Oliver Skies with a big rose flower tattoo on his neck.
What is it?
Da 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 da.
No. It's Let me
well,
come
you
back
going
to it.
It doesn't help me. A Day to Remember is what I was thinking of.
Oh, I'm just.
It's gonna be dead air.
Yeah, it's just dead air. Like, I thought it was the band where like, sorry, you're not a winner. Enter Shikari.
Enter Shikari.
Woo!
That was good. Oh yeah.
That's
Enter Shikari's another phenomenal band that still plays now.
Yeah.
And I mean,
you had that.
Good for
there
them.
was a song called Spaceship or something like that like you really liked.
Starship.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, there were so many good bands from that era. I think a lot of people don't remember when Warped Tour was like, at least from my memory, when it was first starting off, or when I was first aware of it. 303 was performing, and Katy Perry was so not like in the air because she had just come out with I Kiss a Girl, which was like her real first big hit.
Sure.
They brought her on stage when that song was starting to get popular, and she was kind of still like indie and underground, or like starting to break the scene.
Yeah.
And she was crowd surfing at Warped Tour during a 303 set, and she was singing.
Jesus.
I think they did a couple songs collaboration together and stuff.
And
so
now she's on American
and
Idol,
now she's
making young people feel uncomfortable by over sexualizing them. Is that too much of a? Is that too much?
Too much of a leap? Jesus Christ.
No, there were so many good bands. I just always remember, like, every time I hear that one note, I don't even know what song is it. The Black Parade, Welcome to the Black Parade, something like that. That one note will like forever haunt me. Like, I will never pick up piano because as soon as I start playing, I get to that note, I'm gonna have to follow up with the second note and then the third, and MCR ruined music for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go that far.
I know
they're not that bad.
They were saying that, like, I forget what meme it was, where it's like a lot of people will remember, like, there's some songs that you could remember from like just the first three notes.
Yep.
And then like someone was like, I can get you to remember a song from one note, and they're like,
ding.
Bing!
Yeah,
And
that's what
you're
I
like,
was talking about.
Yeah.
But no, people don't listen to that a lot anymore. People don't even remember those kinds of bands. So, can I little sidebar
Go
now?
ahead, sidebar.
So I'm in class today, right? And my professor The one that's Twitter famous.
Yeah.
So he he goes, oh, blah blah. Would you consider Sesame Street journalism? And he takes you through like 3 different kinds of journalism that could segue into Sesame Street being like an informational journalism type of show. And then he looks at some guy and goes, right? And the guy goes, I've never seen Sesame Street.
No way!
You've never seen Sesame Street? You never watched
Dude.
Big Bird scare the fuck out of you? Bro, Elmo haunted me in my dreams for years and years with knives and guns. Like, you never seen Sesame
like all
Street?
like the Newgrounds that used to like
Yeah.
edit Elmo's got a gun.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't know what it is. Those characters are so unnatural,
Yeah.
and they will forever haunt me. I mean,
Well,
sock
well, that's
monkeys
what I was
scare
telling you,
me.
but there's that
Elmo
spectrum.
scares me.
There's that spectrum of like when like things are like hybrid, like realistic, so they become more creepy than
Exactly.
almost close to being realistic.
Fucking don't know Sesame Street, bro.
That's crazy.
Uh,
Because there was Sesame Street, there was Barney and Friends.
yeah.
Barney and Friends was my jam.
But no, they're growing. They grew up with like little Einstein
actually-
and shit like that. You know what I mean? Which blows my mind. I'm only 25
We're
years
going
old,
on
and
a
you
trip.
never seen Sesame
Dude,
Street,
that's
bro.
insane. I'd be freaked out. Yeah, because I used to have Sesame. Okay, so back like you know how like I don't know what it's called, but it's like you have like like most kids' rooms have like a banner.
Yeah,
like, all the way
yeah. I
around
had
or whatever.
I had Lion King in mind.
Yeah, mine
grew up in
was
Canada.
Sesame Street.
Yes.
And
yeah,
I used
yeah. It
I
was your
used to
favorite
have
show.
You
were Sesame Street. I was Barney. That's how. Yeah.
And I had an Oscar the Grouch trash can that is actually a
A piggy bank. Yes.
And then I used
think
to
it was
have
gross.
something Big Bird, but I don't remember. Not for long. You know what's weird? Like not to like age ourselves, but like I'm going to. Like the TV I used to have in my room used to be. For some reason I know it's probably not accurate. Like I just like you know what's great is when like you retell a story that
and
like
it like gets more dramatic the
no,
way
it
you
just
tell it.
morphed in your head. Like you
Yeah.
know it. You're like, there's no way that could be true.
Oh,
but
okay,
like,
yeah,
like, or it's like, my favorite story of yours is that you watch Boy Meets World and
Yep.
you thought that Grandpa came in second place in a boxing
In a boxing championship.
and was given a necklace with like silver boxing gloves.
Which, for
and-
those of you that don't know, is literally like the character development of Corey's dad.
Yeah, it's like literally the plot of like an entire episode where like he's a boxer and he goes like he wants to show that Corey or that Eric isn't his favorite kid or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So he gives it to Corey and then Corey
The
loses
silver
it.
gloves, the
And-
necklace, and
yeah.
I thought my grandfather had them, like a complete douchebag. I have the worst memory. Don't
Yeah.
ask me anything, dude. I'm gonna be 80 and be like, "What I have for lunch?" I do that now.
Yeah.
I do that now.
So what I picture watching Sesame Street on, you know those like those trolleys that they used to put TVs on in high school,
The
and middle
cows,
school?
the computer on wheels, but it was for TVs.
TVs?
Yeah.
I
the
picture
cow.
I picture having one of those. I know that's not what I had in my room, but that's what I have in my mind.
Yep. Yep.
And this could be incorrect as well, but I know like there was dials to switch channels instead of
Sure.
remotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I picture just like the cow. You said a computer cow?
That was a computer on wheels. It was
Yeah.
like a cart that held like
Yeah.
TVs and
What-
computers and stuff like that.
Oh,
Computer on wheels. Cow.
COW cow.
Yes,
I
you're
thought you were.
welcome.
I thought it was a computer cow. Or
Oh,
a cow,
no.
or a cow. I know it's not a cow. That's a computer. I thought like you were saying it's a computer on wheels,
Yes.
like a cow. I don't know. So anyway, so that's pretty good. So I just pictured a cow in my room with like a brown like wooden TV, but I didn't know it's not wooden. I know it's just a brown with like the oval like
Yeah.
like image, and then the things to change the volume and the channels.
I think mine looked like the one from Grandma and Grandpa's house, Grandma and Ooh's house, the little one that's still in the room that like you used to sleep in.
Yeah.
Like that was my old TV. I remember it specifically.
Yeah, you had a TV like this.
Yeah, it was like a
And you had all the
fucking
buttons in the front.
10
Is that the
inch?
one you're talking about? Yeah.
Yes, a 10-inch.
Yeah.
10-inch TV,
freaking
bro.
Nintendo Switches have bigger screens than
Yeah,
what
but
we
it
used to
doesn't-
have.
Yeah, but the thing is, where do we watch all of our shit? On a 2-inch screen now.
Well, I mean, it's not
Don't
too
matter
much.
how big it is. It's not
That's
the
what she
size
said.
that matters. It's the
It's-
motion of the cow.
I'm so pissed you said that.
Take it away. I don't have any good segues.
Speaking of motions of cows, so I want to do. a nice little segment I like to call
Y'all
"Why
too
is this
much.
trending on Twitter?"
Why
is this trending on Twitter? That's gonna be the theme song.
I hope. I try to mimic it every time. I hope.
What does it sound like? It
Elmo.
sounds like,
I sound back in
but
Sesame
also-
Street. It sounds like Elmo.
yeah, or like Morty, like. I was trying to say, I was trying to combine Morty and Elmo, and I was like,
Melmo.
I was so confused. So the word today, speaking of Sesame Street,
Yes.
the word of the day is spiral.
Spiral.
Yeah, like Spiral, not Spyro, like the dragon.
Okay. So Spiral is trending on Twitter because I wish you put how many people were following it, because I want to know if it's like a
We
large
could say
follow
like
or a
5,000,
small.
6,000.
5,000-6,000. So enough.
Yeah,
Right.
Enough to be trending.
Spiral is trending on Twitter because there are a vast amount of people that are suing a certain staircase company because they walked down the spiral staircase and got injured from it.
Close.
Really?
Yeah, moderately close.
No way.
So,
Let's go.
May 15th, a Saw reboot is coming out.
It's okay. That
um,
was close.
Saw, as in the horror movie
Yeah,
that came out 20 years ago or 15 years. I don't know. Don't
Say 15.
least
is a good
informative,
approximation.
least informative podcast here. Spiral, the Book of Saw, is coming out. It's a reboot of Saw.
Oh, cool.
And it's gonna star Chris Rock as the main detective.
For the book.
For the movie Spiral.
Okay.
The
Spiral is a
Spiral,
movie that comes from a book.
No, Spiral: the Book of Saw.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought it was from a book.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris Rock is starring in the book.
That's what I was like. How?
It's just like Childish
And
Gambino's
Chris Rock.
playwright, where he's like Jaden Smith and his father's Rick Ross.
It's like Chris Rock got his appendages ripped off after he could not get the key in 30 seconds. Like,
And he does. Is this the thing that people make? No, people make fun of him, where he always talks like this with his hands, like they look like lobster claws. Chris Rock is starring in it. And Samuel L. Jackson is also in it. Actually, people are freaking out because his, they're showing the whole 2-minute commercial or whatever, because the commercial just came out today about the reboot.
Okay.
And Samuel L. Jackson, one of the few lines he says is, "You want to play games, motherfucker?"
Yeah, dude.
Everyone's like, "Yeah,
Samuel L.
let's
Jackson
go!"
was those badass actors. Like, if I saw Samuel L. Jackson, I'd be like, here's that red carpet going right by your feet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to even walk next to you. Like, there you go. Walk.
Bye.
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
Sorry.
They look at me and be like, Harry Potter looking motherfucker.
The only thing, so I watched it, and one of the criticisms that a lot of people are giving it from watching the trailer is Chris Rock being the lead.
Mm-hmm.
The way he because he's not a serious actor, and a lot of people are saying Adam Sandler is doing more serious roles and it's working out for him. He got snubbed for the Oscar, but they're like, oh, Chris Rock is doing more serious roles. Honestly, watch it after this podcast, and for those of you guys tuning in, watch it
After the podcast.
After the podcast, don't pause the podcast and go watch it. Watch the entirety of this podcast and then go pause and then come back, or watch a second time. So it looks like a spoof of the franchise.
No way.
Yeah,
huh?
it looks weird. It's
almost like a scary movie to what's the original? Scream?
Yeah.
Okay.
It literally feels that way. It just
What if it was?
It doesn't come off people thought it was like a skit. Because YouTube because YouTube videos are getting more and more not realistic, but they're getting more high definition. People are putting a lot more energy into back Newgrounds, people used to animate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And put together quick spin-offs and spoofs, but people have got, and then people used to do amateur video, spoofs.
Yeah.
And now spin-offs that people are doing are getting so advanced with the technology and how easy it is.
Over this weekend, I went over to my mother-in-law's house and we watched The Karate Kid, but it's the other team, the Cobra Kai's or whatever.
Cobra Kai, the series that's on
YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's so I'm sure they don't have any money anymore. I don't know how they could. Ralph Macchio can literally only play that one character, and it goes to show, you know what I mean? But even that, like it just it looks like a
What's-
spoof of the real thing, but
Yeah.
it's actually the
That's
real
weird
thing.
because it's actually a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a spin-off.
But it looks like a
I'm
spoof.
saying it's like the people, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Corridor Digital, who does, like, what they do is they specialize in, like computer generated, like, CGI and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're really good at these type of videos, and they make edits to their videos as great as some of these multi-million-dollar projects. Like, they're and I know there's a lot of big people that want to cross-brand with them and do crossovers with them because
they're doing so great.
They know the technology, so they're like even spoofing things, but like to a higher caliber. But with this, so people watch this thinking it was gonna be like making fun of Saw. And Chris Rock is kind of like pretending, almost like do you remember the Prince of Bel-Air?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like the spin-off that someone did, like a fan did, called Bel-Air, and it was just like
I don't think so.
It was like
no.
a teenage drama, and they shot it really dark and everything, and then all the people that were playing roles, like Will Smith's character and all the other characters, it was done so crazy that people thought it was a real series coming.
Oh wow!
And he was like, "No, I'm just
it's like
I'm a fan of the show."
Another example is like the Friends reboot.
Yeah,
and then someone released like, "Oh my God, here's Friends," and it was literally clips of their movies, like individual movies strung in together.
Oh, okay.
And clips of them being together, just outside of, like, in the real world, being their people, and it, like, I don't know, had millions and millions of views, and people are like, "Oh, this is great," and it was just some dude that put it together, fucking rode the hype train, and got a million views on YouTube.
Yeah, the hype train is real. Like, nostalgia is a real problem in today's
nostalgia
society.
and anti-nostalgia.
But the thing is like people. Like, our parents are saying, "Oh, that's a spin-off of this," or "This is a remake, this is a remake."
Yeah.
And are we just our parents now? Like, we're just like, "Oh, that's a remake, that's a remake," like, because that's all we're talking about now. I don't know if it's more serious now, but like
probably because everything's accessible to everyone. You know what I mean? You don't have only these core center people are doing it. Look at us. We have a podcast on, Facebook, YouTube, and we're doing things, you know what I mean? So other people are doing things. People are being less or more creative. I don't know.
Yeah. Is there a favorite horror movie that comes to mind?
Well, I'm fucking terrified of everything. So do I have a favorite? I think Saw is one of my favorites because I can do gore. I can't do scary. And there's one thing that comes from the 1960, 1963, something like that. First introduced was the scare, like the pop-up scare.
I hate the pop-up scare.
And it was supposed to be
least favorite thing ever.
I learned this from one of my film friends, one of my buddies at UNH Manchester a couple semesters ago. Apparently, so it was made in like 1963, something along the lines of that, maybe in the 60s. And it was made by someone, and it was considered a cheap trick because you're just catching people off guard and scaring them. And now
I was gonna say it feels like a cheap trick.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, you're a fucking dick.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude, when you come on screen. But yeah, so it was regarded as a cheap trick, and it was considered tacky in the film industry.
Huh.
And now it's just like everyone's just encaptured it, and they throw it in all of their horror movies. I even like movies that aren't that scary, and then like I'm trying to think of an example.
Like the old video where like there's like a scenic route and the car's driving through it, and then they get to the woods and
or the Exorcist coming when you're just trying to fucking
you're trying to like go through it. Yeah.
That, but no, I was thinking like specifically in like movies, TVs, things like that. When I don't know, I watched something yesterday. One of the girls in this TV show called In the Dark that Joanne and I just finished season 1 of. She was coming out of the window, and her boyfriend, she just found out, was, I feel like I'm gonna ruin it. I don't want to ruin it too much. Either way, he was behind her. She was trying to escape. He was behind her, and it made this like loud noise, and it was like ding when he grabbed her. Not scary. It's one person touching another person. Not scary at all. But the noise caught me, and the close up caught me. I can't deal with it. But I will say that Saw, amongst the gore, is such a great compelling story of people getting ripped apart. No, it has a dope concept to it, and I think that's why I enjoy watching Saw, and I don't mind. I know there's a couple pop-ups here and there, but they're not as bad as like horror movies like The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's not trying to be scary. It's just to shock you that someone's dead or arms off or something.
Exactly. How
about
you?
Saw, well, I wanted to side note real quick because Saw, when it first came out, Halloween, whatever year, there was a competitor movie that was coming out around the same time, and I don't recall what the movie is called.
Yep.
But I remember the preface of it, and it was 7 people are in a mansion,
Oh, I know what you're.
And there's
Go ahead.
and
Sorry.
there's $1 million.
Yes.
Like, and whoever's the last person to survive
Mm-hmm.
gets to keep the $1 million. So they're all like, oh, we're not gonna kill each other. We're not gonna, do whatever until like one person snaps or like they're just trapped in this house permanently until only one comes out alive. And the whole thing. Spoiler alert. Pause this forward like 10 seconds and then come back. So one person survives.
Snaps. Oh, okay. Yeah.
One person leaves with the $1 million, leaves, and gets out of the house and ends up, I forget why they have to go to another house, but they get to another house and only to step in a house with 6 other people entering it with also $1 million.
Oh wow.
So it's almost like 7 houses were set up the same way, and then now that was setting up the sequel, but it did so poorly.
Because of Saw coming out?
Because Saw came out the same weekend that it just stopped.
You know what's weird? That's like the movie version of Battle Royale.
Yeah, it is.
And like I didn't even think about it. You were talking about it, and I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like Battle Royale, like those games like Fortnite and Realm Royale and shit like that. But you know what also is like a similar movie with the same kind of premise that fucking blew up was Hunger Games?
Oh, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. 1v7, last person alive gets to get this. Cool. Like, I don't know,
Maze
dude.
Runner bothered me a little bit, too.
I don't think I've ever seen
It's
that.
where there's a bunch of kids, and they have to escape, and they're like in a maze, and there's a monster outside of the maze, and they have to try to finally a group of kids escape, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, these kids succeeded phase 1, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to watch your second
That sounds like
movie.
me going through Link. Is Zelda and the first one.
The Ocarina of Time.
The Ocarina of Time, yeah. Even though I thank you for catching me because that's not the first
I know
one.
it's
But
not
I knew you knew what I was going to.
I knew what you knew.
You remember the Maze Runner with the wolves coming down and you have to like run around or like sneak by guards and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
No.
No. Okay.
Wolves? There's just a
Yeah.
guard. I'm talking about are you talking about the courtyard?
Yeah. There's a courtyard and then there's one with wolves in it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna. There's also the ones with the statues that like slam on the ground and like shoot like a spark at you or whatever, and you have
Is
to
that
like,
what
get
I'm
around
thinking
it.
of?
I don't know. I don't know what you think of
It
anymore.
might be.
I don't know. Speaking of scary movies, I think or scary things in Ocarina of Time, the Force Temple when you're an adult and the hand comes down and grabs you. Worst day of my life.
Oh
Three-
yeah.
Three biggest scares.
I was scared.
Okay?
And
Three
the
biggest
room
scares of
before it, I
N64.
used to have you do it for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, Justin, I can't do that. That and Andros from fucking
Dude,
Star
three
Fox.
things. Okay. When you
Andros
when you
is
get to the
fucking
top of the
terrifying.
stairs in Super Mario 64, where Peach turns into Bowser out of the blue,
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
yeah,
time
yeah.
scared the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Andros in Star Fox 64
Yep.
scared the shit out of me.
And I used to have
And-
you
and that
do
was-
it.
I
You're
think-
you're a
I think
brave
that
man.
was
You were
the
like, I'm
final.
gonna do it for my little
No,
brother.
No. I used to do it blind, and then Dad used to do it for us.
Oh really?
So I used to shoot at Andros, but not look at the screen and just like kind of go like this. It took me a little bit to get like warmed up to it.
Just
And then the third one is Ocarina of Time and getting caught by the
Dead Hand.
Must
Something
be yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I think Dead Hand was one of the biggest monsters. But yeah, dude, Andros. Look up Andros's face real quick. If those of you that are still watching, hopefully, just like after the podcast, go look at Andros's face pre-skin and post-metal, like terrifying.
I literally like just post on Twitter me versus my childhood fear, and it's a recent picture of me and then Andros from Star Fox 64. Like I posted like not too long ago.
That's awesome. I didn't know you were on Twitter.
I'm not.
Okay.
I try to like slip into the trending DMs and then all of a sudden I'm not
Fucking- I
people
hate
that
Twitter.
are trending in their DMs. I mean like just trying to be trending for like 2 seconds, but I'm not cool enough.
Cat's like, let me down here. You can
She's
say you're on
she's
people's
like,
DMs.
She's like shaking the
Dung,
like
dung,
knob.
dung. But yeah, do you want to go to break and then we'll do spin the wheel when we come back?
No, what? We're gonna go on break right now? Let
I
the
don't-
people down?
Yeah, that's what
Let them
I thought.
down? Why would you?
Why are you just
Why
staring at
would
me
you
like
do
that?
No, yeah, we can go on break. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We're gonna say farewell, goodbye, good
And
night,
then
my friends.
we'll come back.
And then we'll come back
3 to 4
immediately,
minutes.
3 minutes later.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Listen to this groove. Listen to this jam, and we will see you back in approximately 3 minutos.
3 minutos.
Minutos?
Minutos?
Minutos.
Minutes.
Minutes.
Minities.
We will be right back.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I love how it switched from our shirts to the jerseys. Gotta love Super Bowl every year.
I know.
pizza.
Honestly, if I had the choice between the two, I would pick a bowl over soup.
Shut the fuck up. Get out of here. All right, guys. So we are going to be doing a segment that we do every single podcast. It's going to be called Spin the Wheel, where basically...
Spin that wheel.
No. So this is a segment where basically we are going to be spinning this wheel that is not real. It's CGI. Or it is real, and we'll convince you that it is.
Wheel that's not real.
that
we reeled in from the pond.
So basically, whatever color it lands on is going to force us to talk about a topic that we have all these preloaded cards.
Bow.
Would you like to spin first, or would you like me
What am I
to spin?
referencing?
Bow. I don't know. What are you referencing?
Bow.
Bow. Moo moo moo.
No.
Moo. Diablo 2?
Blue's
no?
Clues.
Oh, gross,
Freaking Blue.
dude.
Isn't that what the sound he made? Bow.
I don't know. I used to watch that shit all the time, but I totally forget.
I don't know. For those of you Blues Clues,
Are you
our
spinning?
huge
Go
our
ahead.
huge core demographic of Blues Clues fans will love that shout out. You go ahead. The other way.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Let's see what we get. I think last time we landed on politics like 7 times. Wild card.
Okay. I was like, where's the thing?
All right. Ooh, all right. Your worst alcohol and or bar experience.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have one? Would you like to, actually, I'll start because I pulled the card.
Yeah.
I would have to say probably my 21st birthday was
Oh,
probably
you're
my
before the cruise.
before the cruise.
Yeah.
No, because the cruise, there's so many good memories off the cruise,
Yeah.
the Lil Whip and things
Yeah.
like that. But no.
Oh, we had the little whip on the ice cream that we used to get.
Oh yeah,
The
Lil Whip. No, my
It's my rapper
21st
name.
So Lil Whip.
A little what?
My 21st birthday, we went out. We started at Applebee's because obviously I've been employed there for a long time, so
Yeah.
I wanted to stop by and enjoy myself.
Enjoy.
So I went there. Funny enough, it was before I started dating Joanna, and she actually served me my first drink.
Ooh.
Yeah, my 21st first drink was from my future wife at that point. Just
Your
funny.
that just screwed me up. Your 21st first drink.
My 21st first drink.
It sounds like you stuttered, but it was like your 21st drink of the night.
So I got this like makeshift bourbon drink. I don't know. It was really good.
I was pissed at you because I bought you a Irish car bomb. That
Knowing
you
that I
refused
haven't
to
drank
drink.
beer, I had the worst hangover when I was 16 from beer, and I refused to drink it
21.
now. 21. Sorry, Mom and Dad. If you're even watching. No, I'm just kidding. But no, we went to Applebee's after. So that was my first drink. I went in the afternoon. And then we came back, and we all ordered drinks. Yeah, you ordered the Irish car bomb. Knowing that I don't drink beer, I just took the shot, I think. And it was only, Bailey's?
Yeah.
Is it Bailey's?
Yeah.
And then we went out, I think, just to the Stumble Inn. Am I not
No,
correct?
we went to Halligan's for a drink. We
went to
hit a
Halligan's,
couple
yeah,
bars.
we hit a couple bars. And I remember briefly what was at hey Cam, I served him one of his first drinks. Very true.
I've learned that a lot growing up. That was like a lot of people's first drinks.
You were my first drink.
No.
Yes!
No.
Mom,
No,
you served me
Mom,
alcohol when I was
Mom,
like 16.
Mom, don't watch.
No, so I remember like briefly being at the Stumble Inn, and then I just remember going back home, and you were like, dude, are you good? And I was just on the fender of my Jeep, just like head in between my legs, fucking throwing up everywhere. And you're like, you're good? I'm going to go inside because I'm sober enough, and like whatever. And I was just like, fuck, dude.
I brought
like,
you a water, though.
you
believe.
might have brought me
I
a
don't
water,
know.
but you were like, are you good? Like, have fun throwing up and like knowing the
What wasn't my
wonders
problem?
of the
My
world.
problem was getting you home.
Yeah,
'Cause we were
getting
gonna-
me
we
drunk
were-
and getting me home.
There was because we
Surprised
were gonna,
you didn't take advantage
we were gonna,
of me at that point.
we were gonna go drink.
Yeah.
Afterwards at our buddies, and then you're like, "Well, I want to go home."
I just want to go home, and I just don't want beer
yeah,
anymore.
my brother.
You don't even look like my brother. What's your worst bar experience? Because like
I
since
have
I
a
turned 21, we don't really go out that often to the
no,
bars.
I don't think I have a bad bar. Oh, I have one that comes to memory, and I have an alcohol one that comes to memory. You didn't say alcohol one. Do you want a bar experience and an alcohol experience?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with an alcohol experience and hope the person that's involved with the story of the bar experience isn't watching anymore. It's just one of recent memory. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
So the alcohol. So, it was. I was 21 in right after high school. The summer after high school, 21 years old. I stayed back 3 years. I was not drinking at 18. Just to preface, no, I was 18, but I was 21.
Yeah.
So we went to this get together at my buddy's house, Stefan Trogish, who I remember
Redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember he had
TNT, right?
No.
Or maybe I just know
you're
because
just
of
mixing it up. So he was starting to get together, and he had thrown one, like, I don't know, probably a month later when they all got super busted because they were throwing a party in the woods, and there was like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the cops like figuring out a way to hit everyone with DWIs instead of just underage drinking. But they said if your keys are in your pocket, that means you technically have the intent to drive. And then some people that didn't have keys still got hit with intent to drive.
Oh, I thought it was just if the key was in the ignition and you were in.
Well,
rather if the car.
I don't know if the cop was like, come over here and sit in your car real quick. Like, put your keys in your hand for me. But like, a lot of people got hit. And because I remember driving some of them afterwards that all had DWIs.
Yep.
But he had a party earlier than that, and I went to his house, and they had I didn't bring any alcohol because I couldn't buy it yet, and we go there, and he had this 99 bananas alcohol.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
yeah.
you know me,
Mom and Dad
I
drank that.
hate
banana.
No, they don't like 99 bananas. They just like banana rum.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
99 bananas is a vodka. It's a clear liquid.
Is it a vodka?
And it's a 99 proof banana flavored vodka.
It's so sugary and it tastes like a banana. You ever had like a banana runt? Like it tastes like that. Like if it was melted down into liquid form. Fucking gross.
Banana runts are the best way to describe how shitty it is.
I like banana runts. I don't like 99 bananas, but I like banana runts.
No, banana runts are gross. So, anyways, we're playing beer pong. We're doing whatever, and I'm just not really knowing how to drink. Because I knew how to drink beer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just from like, drinking in Canada and drinking when, with the family when I was of age.
Sure.
And just having beers, having low-key alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
A 99 proof rum or vodka that I'm just like downing and just having a good time and mixing it, whatever.
What did you mix it with, out of curiosity?
I don't know.
What does banana go? Oh,
Sprite,
I'll have
maybe?
a banana and Pepsi.
I think it was like banana rum, banana vodka and Sprite.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. It was a gross combination.
You're on that Gwen Stefani drink.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I had it, and I kept drinking, playing Rue, doing whatever. And then, when you're, like, drunk and all you want is fucking food? And you're like, like you're just hungry.
I'm
and
not.
Like,
I don't ever get in the mood for food when I'm drunk. To be honest, I'll just preface that. But I know Joanna will go to McDonald's. Like she gets so drunk and she's like, "Oh, a cheeseburger sounds so fucking good." Yeah.
It's like you're not hungry, or you're teeny bit hungry. And then you drink, and you're like, "Oh, I'm so fucking hungry from that teeny bit from earlier."
Bro.
Like it's like everything's super exaggerated. Like normally you wouldn't beat your girlfriend, you would just yell at her. But after alcohol, you beat your girlfriend. So like that, like where it's a teeny bit hungry, but then I beat, my girlfriend. So I had a lot, and I was like, I'm so fucking hungry.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we're going to bring down snacks. I'm fucking chowing on Cheez-Its. And I'm loving it. I'm just like, oh, man, this is so good. And then I'm like, oh,
too many Cheez-Its is a problem.
Dizzy. I'm dizzy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? I was like, I don't know what this experience is right now.
It's like one of those drunks where you go to the bathroom, you take a piss, and then you go to wash your hands, and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you're like, you have like an existential crisis, and you're like, "Is that even me? Am I good?" And you're like,
"Am I talking out loud?" Like people are like ear to the door, and like, what is he saying right now?
But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And
I keep interrupting your
honestly,
story.
do you know what I felt like?
What?
Spiral: The Book of Saw. That's how I felt. I was so fucked up, and I'm like doing like the I don't know, like
the
this,
sway,
like the cosine on a graph, and I was just like so sick. and then I fucking puked everywhere.
Orange, bro.
Bright
Orange.
orange chunks. It looked like
Can you
chopped
eat
carrots. It was just so gross.
Can you eat Cheez-Its now?
Yeah, I can eat Cheez-Its. I can't
It
have
doesn't-
banana rum.
No. Well,
But, like-
vodka? Vodka? Was it
Yeah, vodka, yeah.
Okay.
But it was just, I just puked my brains out, and I was just, it was the worst experience, and I just don't want banana flavored anything. And you know when like
I'm gonna buy you runts for your birthday.
the other thing, you know when you're super drunk and
Yep.
you puke,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I gotta clean this up, and you're just like, you use like 2 full like toilet paper rolls to pick everything, and like the more like you do like a circular motion on the floor, the more nothing happens.
Scooping like with your hands, just orange.
Like I look like
orange
a,
and just
I look
throwing
like
it
a
into
mummy.
the toilet.
Yeah, I look like a mummy, like wraps my hands, and I'm just like this, and I'm just like, I don't know, like a feeding like a third world country with like water out of my hand, and I'm just like splashing into the toilet bowl, and I'm just like, and then like there's like, and then like you know when like you close the toilet bowl and like that little ledge behind the toilet seat,
Oh,
is
yeah.
like little orange chunks, and I'm like, oh no, like
Dude, we
I
just
chopped
lost
carrots over here
90% of our
too.
viewership.
It's okay, but
Oh
Go
wait,
ahead.
what were you gonna say?
you go ahead.
I was gonna say, since you don't have a bar experience, can I tell you my worst alcohol experience in a
absolutely.
brief story?
Yeah.
So we were over at my friend's house, this girl Ashley, back in the day, high school, and my best friend at the time, Eric, one of my one of the groomsmen for my wedding. He was so fucked up, and I was fucked up, but he was like gone, dude. And he goes, "Dude, I just need to fucking throw up." And I was like, "Well, why don't you do it? Just walk back into the woods." Yak into the woods.
Like, over
and, no, sorry.
Like, oh.
Walk back in, and you're good.
Yeah.
You just threw up. You feel better.
Yeah.
You feel better. You're gonna feel
That's
great.
pretty good.
And so he goes, "Well, the thing is that I can't throw up alone." And and I go, "Well, I can make myself throw up pretty fucking easily, so let me help you." And I think I like accused him of like asking me to make myself throw up so he could throw up, but I think it was just me on my own merit being like, "Well, I'm gonna help you throw
volunteer
up."
for tribute.
So we walked to the woods.
Because
and
that's
I'm
so
like,
true. He's like, I can't puke unless I hear someone puking. Like
And
you
I'm
know,
like-
like when like you get sick by the sound of someone else
Yeah,
puking.
yeah. That's what he said.
That's probably what he was saying, and you go, "Well, I got you, buddy."
I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna go right into the woods with you. I'll throw up, you'll throw
You
up,
throw up,
and then we'll be
bing
good.
bang boom. Why do you-
Bang, bing, bada, boom.
bing bang good. Puke over.
So I walk
I
into
don't
the
know what
woods,
that accent
and
is,
I
but
just
it's-
shove my like fist in my throat. I shoved my fucking fist all the way down my throat. I'm like this. No, it was probably like a finger or two or whatever. I got a bad gag reflex. So I'm like, dude, I got you. And I just fucking profusely throw up. Fucking a minute of just like.
You fingered the tonsils.
Yeah, a minute of me fingering my tonsils and me throwing up. And then he looks at me and goes, "I think I'm good. I don't need to throw up anymore." I was like, "You motherfucker!"
You had puked,
Yes, to make him puke.
and he
Didn't puke.
He was fine.
He was fine. He goes, I don't know, looking at you like, "I think I'm good." And like, he was just, dude, I swear, he was fucking.
That doesn't look pleasant.
that doesn't look like a lot of fun. I don't think I'm going to do it. And I was like, "You motherfucker." But I mean, I felt better after because, you know, you always
you
feel
feel
better when
better,
you
like-
throw up. But
like, got a
dude, I
one-up.
swear, he looked at me. When he said, "I feel better," he's like, "Dude, I'm good."
Yeah.
Like sober, dude. Like
Yeah, he's
all
just
of
like-
his drunk, like just
Okay,
preconception
if
notions
I
went away.
Was super drunk, and I'm like, I need to puke, and someone next to me was like, "I got you, bro." Started like fucking
Literally me, dude. Legit. I was like, "Let's
You
go
look-
over there in that spot
know
in
what
the
you look
woods,
like?
and I'll fucking throw up."
You know what you look like?
What?
You know, like when a Kleenex box is empty, but there's one glass tissue at the bottom. That's what you looked like. You were fishing for the last tissue in the tissue box, and then he was like, I'm good.
He's like, "Dude, I'm good." He's like,
I
"There's-
just realized
there's
how
no more left.
I just
There's
realized how bad how much that's gonna suck. He just sees you like, that's why I'm so pain. He's like,
Dude, I got you. Yeah.
He's
So,
like-
all
he's
right. I mean, those long
Yeah,
drawn out stories. We
Jesus.
could go all fucking night. We
Oh
really
my
could. But why don't
God.
you spin the
All right,
wheel?
I'm
and
gonna spin the wheel. That was-
I got you.
Can't do anything. I like pretend like I'm gonna do like a voice, and I'm like I can't do a voice.
I'm a thought so you can thought. It's totally good, bro.
It's a
Oh God, wild card.
we see
Weed kid. There you go, bud.
wild card.
And what is it?
Outtakes used to be called boners.
Oh yeah, I wrote that. That is very true. They used to be like, "Hey, dude, like, when you gonna release your boners on DVD?"
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. You know, like the
No,
compilations.
I am gonna say right now.
Yeah.
In the history of entire mankind.
Yep.
That was the first time that someone said, "Hey, dude, when are you gonna release your boners on DVD?"
No, you know, like I always use Friends as an
How
example,
old
so
was
I'm gonna
old?
use it.
Oh, so as recent as Friends?
Possibly. I think it was. Yeah, I would have to look at the year. I'm surprised I didn't put it on there
Yeah.
before you threw it. It wasn't on there.
No, it was. Trust me, if it was
All
on
right,
there,
so it was outtakes, and then before that, it was all right. So bloopers, outtakes, boners. That's how it's choreographed in terms
So
of
bloopers
most
is the
recent.
most recent?
Bloopers, outtakes, boners.
Oh, so outtakes meaning like jokes, or
Outtakes,
like choking up because you're laughing too much or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly,
Like
like
a bad take.
A bad take
Not like
in
deleted
a TV.
scenes,
No.
Like
They're just
outtakes, like not like deleted scenes, like
exactly.
Like
it's not
bloopers.
like extra content. Well, it is,
Bloopers
but it's
is
bloopers.
a gross word.
Bloopers
What
is
does
a-
blooper mean? What does bloop mean? Is it bloop? Is it someone that bloops or something that bloops? Is a blooper, or
Is blooper a verb or a noun? I know it's a
bloop
noun, but
is a verb?
bloop.
I feel like
I bloop. We boop.
We can bloop,
He,
bloop.
she bloops.
I'm gonna because that could be like I don't know why bloop isn't like I don't know like if I blooped you right now.
If I was a blooper and I was about to bloop you, what would that look like? Well, I mean, if you go back into history, it means that you would want to bone
be
me.
bone-
It means that you want to bone me. Theoretically, if you think about it logistically.
Or I want to take you out.
Why?
Because
Oh,
of
outtakes.
outtakes.
Okay.
I can see like the gears like slowly like
Take out, outtake. We got this. Oh my God.
the study of bloopology.
Bloopology. Do you want me to spin one more time and then we'll?
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
that was a kind of
The other way. Bloop.
bloop. Every time we spin the wheel.
Bloop.
Dude, watch
All right.
this. Hardest bloop of all time, bro. Gonna land on wild card again?
Just wanted to make
Just
sure
so
it
we're
didn't
not
land on
monotonous.
monotony.
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 Literature for us to bore you. Actually, I love my literature.
Ooh. Your little literature.
Pen names. I don't know why I wrote this. It's not very interesting. No, just the fact that people write in other names than their actual name. For example, Stephen King, not his real name. J.K. Rowling, not her real name.
It's funny because I'm listening to you,
Stephen Bachman.
but I'm bored.
yeah.
I'm like,
Dude, this is gonna be the greatest literature wild card of all time. I'm trying to still do the drunk voice and it's not working. No, but it's not
that
weird.
was your drunk voice?
Dude, like
I thought it was your like
That's my Chris D'Elia voice because I've been listening to
yeah,
Congratulations
I was gonna
too
say
much.
it's your Chris D'Elia voice, or it's your Fonzie, like
Hey,
a
dude.
poor man's Fonzie.
Hey.
Hey, dude, you over there?
You've always sucked at accents.
I will puke for you.
But what is the point of writing a book under a different name? People know
so
who you
people
are.
Don't dox you.
What do you mean docs?
Do you know what
give me-
docs is?
No, I don't know. Docs.
Oh, so
Dude, they're gonna put you next to like a boat. It's gonna be like a stairway next to a boat, and they're just totally gonna do it to you.
stairway to a boat.
Yeah, the docks.
Is that where all the fish die? It was so fucking stupid.
I'm way too fucking overtired. This is where fish die. Oh.
All right.
Can you talk?
People listening on audio are like, they fucking laughed for 15 seconds straight with no words because of a stairway.
I'm just gonna throw this away. Oh God.
All right,
That's
so
fucking funny.
docs, okay. So, when you dox someone,
Oh,
it's when you
Christ.
expose their job, their address. I'm so pissed. When you expose their address, like it's like almost like
Oh God.
like I know, like YouTubers usually get a lot because I think Jake Paul accidentally doxed Post Malone because he filmed where he lived. And are you still on the fish tank? So he accidentally filmed him at his house, and people found out the address and knew where Post Malone was. So technically, Jake Paul doxed Post Malone, but there's a lot of times that people accidentally dox themselves, or there's hackers online that specifically look to find the
but
person.
they know your real name when you write under a pen name.
That's true.
In a day of
That's true.
In a day of internet. Maybe it was back in the day. Like who's the person that wrote Huckleberry Finn? Oh God, I think his actual name is something Clement or Clement something. Oh God, I can't even think about it. I'm a freaking literature major and I can't fucking think of
It's
it.
okay.
But either way, like he worked under a pen name. I get it. Back in the day, people couldn't just like look you up. Now it's like, ugh, I'm Stephen King. No, Stephen King's an example. J.K. Rowling. Fuck you. Harry Potter sucks.
What's her name?
I don't know, but it ain't J.K. Rowling.
Isn't it J.K. Rowling?
No, that's not her real name. It's a pen name.
Joanna Kelsey
It might
Rowling.
be an abbreviation, but
Yeah.
it's her full name's not J.K. Rowling. Just kidding. J.K. Rowling.
No one needed you to do that joke. J.K. I'm rolling.
Just J.K. I'm rolling. But no, like why if you're so recent and people know everything about you.
Yeah, but people
why do
people
you, why
like
do you need
to
it?
become a persona. I mean, look at musicians and artists and everything. Like people like to have like a different name for themselves, so because them as a person is different than them as an artist, and same thing with people that are writing books.
Do you think it's the same
I
with
don't
people
know.
writing books?
I don't know. I'm still trying to get over the docs thing. The Stairway to Fish.
And he's riding down the staircase to the dock case. The dock case. All right, let's
we've
get the
killed
fuck
this.
out. Yeah, we punched
alright.
the horse in the face too many times.
Alright.
Oh, you going again? All right, send it.
No, let's get out of here.
Oh, I don't think I've laughed that hard in a very long
We'll get
time.
out of here.
Oh, that was fucking stupid.
I'm upset that we even like dwelled on that for so long. That was like a 20-second like what are we gonna do?
And if anyone knows, Joanna's laughing in the comments. If anyone knows Justin and I, if something as stupid is fucking said, and one of us just starts dying, the other one has to
We're in
laugh.
fucking
We're in
tears.
sync, and we can't look at each other, which is very problematic because we're doing a
facing each
podcast
other.
where we face each
Yeah,
other.
it's not like we're facing the camera. Like we're literally like
Yeah,
making eye
face to
contact,
face.
and we're like.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of like how close face to face would really be. Like we would look like like the urn that like if you look at it one way it's an urn and another way it's two faces.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
we would look like if we were face to face.
Speaking of books, actually, I have a cool little book fact that I found out from one of my professors last week.
Perfect.
Which I was
Because
very
you're
intrigued.
in school right now.
I am in school, back in school, 3 weeks. Want to kill myself? It's great.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's bad. It's bad. The workload, I'm like, I hope that my professors see this podcast and they go, we should reevaluate how much homework we give them. But then again, I'm here doing I'm here doing a podcast with apparently all the free time in the fucking world. But
yeah, they would go, we need to reevaluate. Wait a minute.
He's doing a podcast?
He's wasting his spare time complaining about the class instead of doing work for the class. But yeah, it's weird how like sometimes doing school part-time because you're only in 3
I'm
active
technically
classes right now.
full-time because they're 4-credit classes. 12 credits is or
so that's
11,
why.
10 credits is
Yeah.
full-time, and I'm 12.
Yeah, so like, but 3 classes, like I know some people that take 5, 6 classes.
Oh, I
and,
couldn't
like,
do that.
It
I'd
seems
fail
like
out in
if
2
you have
seconds.
less classes, it's more of a burden than like 6 classes because 6 classes you're like dedicated to it, while 3 classes you're like, what the fuck? Why is 3
Yeah.
classes giving me this much
Well, my
homework?
teachers are like, hey, you want to assign a book for this class? And they're like, yeah, let's do it at the same time. And I'm like, fuck, you know? But no, back to my cool literature fact. So when people write a novel, right, they go to a publisher and they say, hey, I want to get this published.
Yeah.
You know what the publisher says? Yeah, sure, we think the audience will like it. Well, it's a problem with nonfiction, a.k.a. real novels
Yeah.
because the publisher doesn't want to spend the money to fact check those books.
Oh, okay.
So it's up to the author themselves to either say, I'm going to publish this and something might be wrong. Say you're doing like, I'm reading 1,000 Splendid Suns right now by Khalid Hassani. I don't know if I butchered the name. And it's about women in Afghanistan.
Okay.
He's from Afghanistan. So the probability of him getting most of the facts right is, a high percentage. But if it was me writing a book about facts in Afghanistan, and I go to a publisher and say, I would like to publish this book about Afghanistan, and they would say, sure, it looks good for the audience, looks good for us, fine.
Yeah.
The other thing is if you want to get someone to fact check it, there's actual people that are fact checkers, and people will go to them. The publisher won't pay for it. You have to spend up to I think it's $10,000 to $15,000. When I looked online, the average fact checker for like a book is like $10,000 to $15,000 for them to go through every source and fact check a book.
I would fact check a book.
Would you? Or is it easier just to say, I'm going to publish this,
Or
I'm going to make money off of it, and that's it?
Why don't you just say it's fiction?
You could, but theoretically, it's nonfiction, but I don't know if I got everything right, so it's kind of like fiction. You can't just do that.
It's my recollection of facts.
Yeah, but literally you have to do it, and so it's either you publish it, but even if say you go to fact check a novel that you think is to the T, or that might be wrong, and you spend $10,000 to $15,000 on it, you get it published, and it sells 0 copies, you're out that money.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like the publisher is going to pay you back.
Write fiction anyways. Fiction doesn't sell.
Nonfiction?
Nonfiction doesn't sell. That always threw me off as a kid because I'd be like, why would fiction not be facts and nonfiction be non-facts?
Because fiction is fiction.
I know, but it's just.
I know what you mean.
From my point of view as a freaking
I know.
2-year-old,
I had trouble with it too.
books,
It was when you say fiction,
it's
you're
really
oh,
counterintuitive.
Yeah. Because nonfiction should be not real.
Yeah.
You think fiction almost means real to a point because nonfiction should be not real,
Yeah.
but it's nonfiction, so it's real. Fucking stupid.
It's just everyone.
They should just have fiction real. This novel's real. Dox
Spin
the
that
real.
real.
This is so fucking stupid. Do you want to hear about license plates?
Yeah, sure. Speaking of license plates.
Speaking of license plates, no. So there was apparently an Australian license plate designer. They were offering customization on their license plates. So not how we have numbers and it's 813, blah, blah, whatever it is. Well, on the license plates, they could have the numbers and then right after what? What are you laughing about?
You know how I'm tired? I'm
What?
thinking of a fucking joke while you're talking.
Not listening to me
what
whatsoever.
you're saying, and
All
I'm
right.
just thinking in my head, what are the plates? What happened when the plate was pulled over? License and registration. That's how I felt.
Stupid.
And I was just in my head. I was like, how am I gonna make this an actual consumable joke, like a joke that makes sense that correlates to this? And all I can think about is a plate getting pulled over and going license registration. Oh, I am a license plate. It was just
so fucking stupid.
I was just stuck in my fucking head.
All right,
I was like in Get Out where he's slowly drifting into the darkness.
Oh, into the void?
And then I was just license plate joke.
So
Okay, I'm
You
here.
have the numbers,
I'm
the
back.
license plate. You have the numbers.
Yeah.
And then you have next to the numbers, they were customizing it with an emoji.
Okay.
So it would be say the last one, it's 1311 laughing
eggplant.
emoji.
Oh.
Eggplant.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, heart. So apparently they were doing that for people, and it's just it's not illegal. It's just they're allowing it to be done because you still
Because
have
it's a faceplate or whatever.
Exactly. But apparently Vermont wants to follow suit, and they want to be the first state to offer custom emojis on license plates.
For the numbers.
No, on the side of the numbers, but it said it could be adopted into the numbers.
That's
you know how
so
you can do
weird.
customization license plates? You could
Yeah.
literally have 7 eggplants and a fucking pussy looking emoji. I don't know what it is.
Like a peach.
Yeah,
But
peach.
But that's not a pussy emoji. I don't know. You'd
Yeah.
have the tongue. You'd have a cat emoji, and then the tongue that looks like Like I don't know, like it's like it's weird because it's like a cut off tongue like this. It looks like a tongue like that comes out of here, and there's like little droplets coming out. I don't know why like that's the emoji, but I use it a lot.
So I wanted to ask you,
What is my
what would
emoji?
you put as your license plate for emojis?
I don't know, like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting that it's like the people that are like I just picture like a meme where people like it's just a high dude who like smoked weed and he's just like emojis are the new hieroglyphs of the generation and like it just pisses me off.
I did a paper on that.
But that's literally what it is.
I did a
Yeah,
paper on it
smoke weed first?
in college. Yeah, I literally related emojis to hieroglyphics, and I walked like a class through, and I gave like I know this is kind of a side note, but my whole paper was constructed where when I was giving a presentation, say like this was the back wall of like the whiteboard, and it was like word blank, word blank, and then you had
Yeah.
you had to like fill in the emoji or something like that through context what you thought it was and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and then I would give like 3 emojis. What is this phrase or what
or
is this
movie,
word?
yeah.
Yeah, or what is this movie exactly? It literally is.
It's so interesting because we just as people we play this big game of word association and association in general.
Oh,
Where
absolutely.
we see an image or we see like now like because meme culture is a thing. Like I think the trend of emojis and meme culture makes us look at things and then like you could watch like a romantic movie or a comedy movie and go, oh, that's us. You know what I mean? Or like and then all of a sudden you're like formulating like these analogies and like references and metaphors to like comparing things like almost like the Shakira making the to the SpongeBob episode where he's doing the same
I think a
tongue
lot
action.
about I think about that, but I think a lot through TikTok. Like the younger generation, for some reason, is like so much more creative than
Yeah.
I can. And I took creative writing. I
Yeah.
love it. I write poetry. I used to play guitar and write songs.
Yeah.
But like them, like they can literally pull like soundbite samples and create little stories off
Yeah.
of it into a TikTok. And like the way you associate like different words and
But
wordplay.
it's relatable.
And it's
That's
relatable,
the
yeah.
biggest thing is you look at it and you go, I know exactly what they mean, and this is like it's almost like a picture. It has a
Pictures worth 1,000 words.
yes, yeah. I was gonna say tells 1,000 words, but I know that's pictures can't tell people.
Just a picture frame going blue, purple, land, grass,
Just,
tree,
like, going through like 1,000 words.
words.
But like and that's what it is. It's like you can literally see someone's life and experience, and like they're like you can see like someone making fun of a relationship that they see that you've also made fun of that relationship.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
to retract everything back in, I think it's pretty interesting because emojis. And is it Apple that started with the emojis? Like I know the iPhone is kind of like
No. So what had? I think Apple was the first person to release emojis.
Yeah.
Although they were used, like AIM had little things that you could put on the side.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
Before AIM, when you used to text like an 8 equal sign.
Oh yeah, true. You would make
and then
shapes out of like numbers and stuff like that.
You
yeah.
make shapes out of numbers like boobies on the calculator when you turn it upside down.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
before that, it was in the 60s, 70s with the Commodore 64, the 64 megabyte processor in the one of the first main computers to really break through. It was they had computing numerals that they would make shapes out of.
Huh.
So it starts all the way back to that, and then if you trace it back further, it like all the way back is hieroglyphics, and then you go, and then
even
the
in
emergence
between, like, you can
is
see,
computers.
Like, even in mathematics, like you have to draw the angle to say angle. You know what I mean? Like so small
Exactly.
things like that. I don't know. It's very interesting to see that like it's adapting to like everything is. Because obviously you have to evolve with the technology and evolve with the culture and everything, and that's probably
Until
the best.
technology
Evaporates us.
Yeah, literally though, because you can only evolve so much with technology.
I don't know what I would do like for emojis.
For a license plate?
Because if you did it, you almost have to acknowledge you're either like a mom in her 50s
Yep.
that are like, oh, so cute. Like, this is me, like, fucking nail polish on fingers and the emoji, and then, like, glamour, like, as their freaking
I can just
license
imagine
plate.
the amount of fucking license plates out there. This is not, like, to be disrespectful because you're gonna look at me when I say it and be like Brandon. But like the amount of license plates that I could imagine that would have NVR FGT, and then it's gonna be like 911 with like the tower and the plane.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I guarantee that would be on like 90% of license plates.
They're gonna have to watch out like with rejecting like what gets approved and what doesn't.
Yeah,
because
well,
they're
they reject customization license plates all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Some people get away with certain things that you know what I mean, but
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know why I would get it as a license plate.
I don't
mean,
think
I
I
don't
would
even
pay
have
the
a
money
vanity
for it.
plate
Yeah,
in
I don't have a
general.
vanity plate for it. I look
Yeah.
at vanity plates and I'm like, huh, funny.
I don't like vanity plates because you can't really memorize numbers unless you're Rain Man or something.
You're
Because
really good at license plate numbers. Every time we go through the border,
internally,
you're
yeah,
like
it's just-
3148675.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can wait.
But it's like only like internally. Like I
Yeah.
remember it because I see it all the time. But like I know I see the exact same vehicle with the exact same license plate multiple times driving through town, and I would hate to be recognized that many times.
yeah,
from
no,
my
that's what it
vehicle
is.
and my
Yeah.
license plate. I
Like,
thi-
what did Dad have? He had like cruisin' for like cruising, but it was like CRUZN.
Yeah.
And it was like we were like, yo, you're cruising right now, bro. Like,
no one said that.
oh, I said it.
What does
like,
cousin mean? He's gonna beat you tonight.
you're DeMarcus Cruisin'. Sorry, go ahead.
Gross.
Oh yeah, I'll throw this out. Fuck that.
Speaking of society evolving, let's talk about society retracting.
That was a nice. I like that. Go ahead.
Dunkaroos.
I know this, but it's just like. Go ahead.
Are you pissed? So
I was
Dunkaroos
hoping
are
it was
coming
gonna
back.
be like, oh, the internet backlashes because of like something, and then we're gonna like censorship or something like that, and you're
Nope.
like Dunkaroos.
A
Yeah.
I'm just
Dunkaroos, go ahead.
Dunkaroos is coming
yeah.
back this summer, 2020. I mean,
Did you like Dunkaroos? I think it was
yeah,
one of those
I
things.
did.
It's one of those things like they're in the cabinet and I'll fucking send it, but
Yeah.
I ain't going out and buying Dunkaroos. You don't see me buying
at
Gushers,
30?
bro.
Dude. Okay, I'm gonna say.
Do
right
I go
now,
out and buy Gushers? Do I
I've-
look like a man that rolls up and goes, "I'll take the fruit roll-ups"? Like, you know what I mean?
fruit by the foot, baby?
They're good, and if like
Do you know what's-
kids have
I'm
them, I'm like,
pissed.
"Yo, pass me
Do you know
one."
what pisses me off? Just looking back, fruit by the foot is not a foot long, right? It's 3 foot long,
Yeah, it might. I think it started as a foot long. No, it couldn't have. They were never that
right?
short.
You just feel like you're holding a CVS receipt. Like that's how long a fucking fruit by the foot is.
Indiana Jones whip is
Yeah,
that fucking.
it's just like it's but Dunkaroos are coming back, and I don't know. Yeah, Dunkaroos. I think we have a fondness because we were like kids and we're like sugar, sugar, sugar.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like I feel like I've gone back and like got like a box of Gushers at
Yep.
like post 25,
Mhm.
and your stomach just doesn't like you.
No,
Like,
no,
the-
at
like
all.
it's just like, and like I've done it. I think we did it before where we just like we ate a bunch of Gushers. or
Fuck
a
yeah,
bunch
dude!
of
Grab those
fruit,
Gushers.
fruit roll-ups, and we ate it all, and then we're like, oh, let's see how we feel after we eat it
It's
all.
like like they used to say like, oh, people would be like, oh, honey challenge, and they try to eat the fucking like the bear of honey.
yeah,
Little
yeah,
honey
yeah,
bear.
yeah,
They
yeah.
would fucking eat that, and then they would have to have surgery to have
bear
it
and all?
removed because it was pretty much a bear in their system
Wait,
like formed.
Really?
They had to get surgery because it like congealed
It, like,
itself. I don't know.
glued, yeah,
it like
yeah.
glued almost to their stomach, but in like a block form.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like they would have to get it removed. Like that's Gushers, that's fruit by the foot, all those things.
Gross.
Dunkaroos might be a little bit different because like we still have like the long breaded sticks with the cheese and you dip it.
I'm gonna say right now, grossest thing.
Dude, so good.
Do you know why?
and the long orange crackers with the red little thing for the peanut butter.
not
And-
bad
Not bad.
because it's peanut butter.
I didn't
But
mind the
I
cheese
feel,
ones.
I
I
feel like
used
the
to-
cheese ones.
We used to eat that all the time though.
I know, but I didn't care for it because the cheese. You know what the cheese tasted like?
Cheese whiz.
Yeah, but like like when something
You're gonna ruin it for me, aren't you? Not that I'm ever
Yeah.
gonna go and buy these again, but
it almost tasted like when like food goes bad because like a little bit is peeled open or whatever and it stayed open.
yeah.
Like I feel like the corner of each of those are slightly open and then the cheese is just getting like
That's why you don't like
rancid.
scrape the fucking side. Like I ain't going in there going. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Actually, I think I was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
were
ain't
going
gonna
like
lie.
this.
You
were
almost
doing
have to.
like you were I don't know. You were like spooning like in
It's
a
like
circle.
it's like a kid that doesn't want to go into like the deep end of the pool, but they'll keep going
Yeah,
on the
they'll keep
sides.
holding it
They'll
on, like,
keep climbing on the
Spider-Man.
sides. That was my cracker
Yeah.
to the cheese.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just gross to me. It just I don't know. Like it just seemed like what is it called when like a food doesn't like rot out because it's like I don't know. It's like food doesn't spoil. It's preservatives. It just tasted like preservatives to me.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I get that. With like certain foods, I mean that in general for me, I was like, dude, crackers and cheese, like send it. Now
is
I
there
like
a favorite
actual
throwback of yours or like it's like and Dunkaroos there was a vanilla.
I can
and there was
fuck
a
around. I don't know if
too.
do they still have Cookie Crisp? I used to like
Can't
Cookie.
get enough of that Cookie Crisp.
I don't think that was the theme song at all.
Can't get enough of that.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I feel like the Office episode where he's like, break me off a piece of that. Like, caravan. No, that's not it. And then he's like everyone's like, don't tell him. It's Kit Kat
I've
bar.
never
And like
seen
the
it.
whole episode, he's trying to figure out, break me off a piece of that.
Unpopular
Oh,
opinion. Those comment, please give me as much backlash as you want. I hate The Office, and the only reason I hate The Office is because I hate Michael Scott. And Michael Scott is played by Steve Carell, and I want to punch him in the face.
He has a punchable face.
And if this podcast takes off and we get famous from it, which is very unlikely, but on the off chance that we do, and Steve Carell is an avid podcast listener, I challenge you to a fucking duel in a boxing match. I will challenge
face hits only.
Face hits only. You can use your feet. My toe is going in your fucking mouth, bro. Like, there is no fucking way I'm not punching the shit out of that guy.
And you know what the toe is going to look like? It's going to look like scraping the cheese
off of the nostalgic crackers. So, yeah. No, absolutely. Oh, we're a little blurry. Blue. But no. So I definitely
weird.
challenge Steve Carell to a fucking boxing match. So if this blows up, Steve Carell, fuck you, fight me.
Fuck you, fight me.
Speaking of food-related items, do you know that what's the worst color to paint your kitchen? I learned this when I was younger, and then I said it to... Okay. Yeah, it is blue. Do you know why blue is the worst
I don't
color
know
to
why
paint
it
your
turned
kitchen?
blurry out of a sudden. I think it's because it was on autofocus. It was like doing this the whole time.
Oh, gotcha. Do you know why blue is the worst color to paint your kitchen? Because I learned this at a young age, and then I told someone, and I go, oh, I haven't thought of that in a long time. Oh, great. That'll go good with the podcast.
It's because there's no organic food in...
Fuck you. I'll fight you in the boxing ring. Yeah, so blueberries are like one of the only things that are a natural food source that is the color blue. So whenever if you want to paint your color blue, or you want to paint your color blue, if you want to paint your kitchen blue,
I guess we're not talking about Dunkaroos anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry. But yeah, so it makes you feel like uneasy, like your stomach is unsettled because you see the blue and you're like, blue's not really a thing that's out there.
Well, it's just
and
like
even
the
blueberries
purple
are a
ketchup.
dark blue. Like you're not gonna sit there in a dark room and be like, oh, this is cool. You know what I mean? I
It's
feel
like
like
the
a fucking
purple and
blueberry.
green ketchup.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like unnatural to you. And like
It's uneasing. But
you
the
know,
best color to eat in your kitchen is either a mundane color like beige and silver and all that, or green, because there are a lot
vegetables.
of a lot of
and
veggies
grass
and
and
natural foods that are green.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Don't put a salad in front of me.
Dude, I can fuck around with a salad. Get rid of the tomatoes, cucumbers, you can go. Croutons, cheese, bacon, and a salad with some nice blue cheese on the side. You know what it is? And you don't like dressings, right? You like ranch, right? I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm a ranch boy.
It took me forever to enjoy different dressings. Like I can have like Italian now, like a little balsamic vinaigrette. Like I don't know what that noise was.
What the?
It felt like coming out when I said balsamic vinaigrette, and it did. But no, I'm well
Versed?
well versed in the dressings.
Well versed in the dressing art.
That juice, sauce, and a little bit of dressing. I'm well versed in.
I won't fuck around with a salad. I was just talking to someone about it before, where they were like, I was like, oh, yeah, I don't really eat much because I've been dieting.
Yep.
So I just have like granola and fruit, and they're like, oh, like you should do a salad. I was like, no.
You know how many people do salads and they just like they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna diet. I'm eating salad tonight, and then I'm like, oh okay, you look about the same as you did like 4 weeks ago, and
Yeah.
you've ate 70
You
salads.
ate salad 3 meals a day for the past
And I'm
year.
like, you look like you're the same way. Apparently, you should switch up eating
the
salads.
dressing, you should just eat lettuce.
Well, that's what it is. People, okay. I'm going to go into Applebee's real quick. I'm going to go into Applebee's mode for just a second here.
Okay.
Every New Year's,
Can't get enough of that.
Every New
Applebee's.
Year's, you know, people are like, "Oh my God, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna lose weight," like what you do every year.
Yeah. It's Sugar Crisp. Can't get enough of that Sugar Crisp.
Yeah, okay.
Woo!
Definitely not Cookie Crisp.
Yeah, it's
but
not
I
Cookie-
fuck around
I-
with that. Bring it
yeah.
back if it's not already back.
I think it's from Canada. I don't know if it existed in the States.
I don't think so.
I just remember it from Canada. So it came. I know it was popular like with kids like in the 90s
Yeah.
in Canada, but I don't know how it trans something to
Transpired?
America. Yeah.
Transported,
Tran-
transportation. So yeah, every New Year's, all these motherfuckers coming to Applebee's. It's like clockwork. I go, oh, it's January again. Cool. You know what I mean? And I just experienced it last month. People are like, I'll have a salad, and it's always this one. It's called an Oriental grill or Oriental chicken salad, and the salad's fine. Go ahead. The dressing,
The calories are crazy on it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 1,200 calories, and
For a
like
salad.
1,000 of it is in the dressing.
Yeah.
So they go, I'll have an Oriental salad. Can you take off like the almonds and the rice noodles and stuff?
I'm on a diet.
I'm on a diet, so I don't want starch and nuts. I don't know, dude. And then they go, I'm like, oh, would you like the fried or the grilled chicken? And to be honest, there's only a 10 different calorie difference.
Yeah.
So I mean, either way, go ahead, you know. And then they look at me, they're like, oh, grilled, I'm on a diet. And then these motherfuckers look at me and go, put an extra dressing on the side of that. Dude, you're eating 2,000 fucking calories of
In the
dressing. And the calorie count's right there. You think the fucking almonds and the fucking
Yeah, I'm
rice
so-
noodles are going to make it like
Yeah.
1,300?
I'm so
no,
surprised.
it's the dressing.
That's the first thing I look at. Like I just go like calorie. All right,
Yeah.
well this is 300 calories.
Yeah.
Like I'll take this instead. Yeah, it's
People are
I don't
obsessed
know.
with salads. I don't understand.
I
I can fuck around
if
with like
I'm
a chicken
gonna eat
buffalo salad or
grass-
something like
okay.
You better have a goddamn good reason. Yeah, no, I feel you.
I will eat the cow that was grass fed and just do it through intrinsic
You know what? It's
properties.
probably healthier to eat a sirloin than a salad. I'm sorry.
It is. Yeah.
The calorie count for a sirloin is probably like 700 calories.
Not
Yours-
even.
Not even?
It's like
yeah.
300-400 calories.
300-400
but it's all
calories?
like fat. I don't know
It's
how
got
it
fat
is.
content to it, but like
I don't know. People try to be like, ooh, like technically, and I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just go by numbers. I'm a number guy. Like I
Yeah.
don't know what fat does to me, sugar does to me, salt does to me. I'm just dosing
You're
on
just
my
in it for
calories.
the fun.
Yeah.
in it for the fun.
Hey, I'm down 15 pounds, so let's go, grass-fed cow.
Nice. I'm very
Which is a computer on wheels.
just comes in, dude. We should get like automated tables with sirloins on them that just like come and like roll themselves over
It's
you.
just
And you're like, your meal is ready, and it's just a sirloin.
I'm a computer on wheels.
But you force the cow that like a game, like with the remote. It's like,
You be like a server, like driving a cow, like like moo moo.
it's got a helicopter and it just like flies onto the table. Your dinner's ready.
And
Sirloin
it's
up.
just like the covers that butlers take off, but it's like a China cow that you pull off, and it's actually like a scale model of the cow that you killed for that piece of steak. that would be my.
I'd fuck around with that.
d-
I want
p-
to
don't
see where
people,
I
like,
want to see where my cow comes from.
Can't you pay for that? Can't you say like,
You can, yeah.
like you pick a cow. Wait, and then wait like 6 months.
Then it gets
and
murdered.
then it gets murdered, and you're like, all right, let's go.
How
Like,
fucking fucked up is that? Not only can you just go to the grocery store and disassociate yourself, you're like, I want to meet that cow. I want to pet that cow. I want it to eat hay out of my fucking hands. And then I'm going to kill it and eat it. You can't just buy a sirloin from the store. Like, bro, think about
like people that would do that.
yeah, people that do that, dude. Yeah, I want to meet the chicken. I want to cut off its head before I eat it. Like,
I don't know how people do that.
oh,
And
like,
chickens can still go for like.
yeah, it's like a minute, 59
hours?
seconds. No, it's not 2 hours. Bro, if fucking chickens were walking around for 2 hours without their heads on, dude, it would be like an apocalypse, dude. Like, they're like, hey, bro, why'd you cut my head off? Like, I'm still here. What are you going to do? And it's shamefully walking around you for 2 whole
and you're
hours.
just like,
It's like, all right. No, they have like funnels and they like fucking tip the chicken over, pull its head through, and it's like a cone shape. And then they... Dude, it's I do not know the motherfucker that would pay to just like either work
so it's like
in
a
that field.
vacuum.
No, it's not like a vacuum. It's like literally think of a funnel and then think of like the small part grabbing the chicken's head when you put it in and just pulling it and just.
Oh, okay,
Dude,
that's not that bad.
No, what did you think it gets sucked in?
I thought it was like a cone that you stick the head in and
Oh
and
no,
it
no,
sucks
no,
it
no,
out
no.
with the spinal cord.
No.
Do chickens have spinal cords?
I'm sure they do. They gotta have something. Spinals, cords have nerves. living things
don't know.
have nerves, I'm assuming. But what do I know?
This is torn between two brothers.
No, but I don't know the motherfucker that would pay to like be like, I want to meet my food before I eat it, dude. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in a boxing ring with a
But
farmer.
I
If Steve
would-
Carell's a farmer, I can do 2 in 1.
I would like to hunt someone.
Someone.
If it wasn't like, if there was
If
no,
it wasn't weird.
if it wasn't illegal.
Back to the Hunger Games, like people are running and you got like a bow and arrow
Yeah.
ready to shoot them. Like
No. Like, okay. Let's be honest, real quick. Okay.
10 seconds, run as far as you can,
Society
and I'm gonna
doesn't
fucking.
exist. Okay. Society exists, but like you're in like a simulation. Okay. And of real life, and they're like, all right, here's the person you have to kill.
Yeah.
And then they give you a file, and then if you do it, like, and then eat them, it's the best meat you've ever had in your life.
Oh, so you want to eat someone?
No, but like that would be an added bonus.
Okay. First of all, you want a simulation where you kill someone? You never played GTA?
No,
You
but
never
you're
played
actually
GTA
yourself.
5?
You're actually
Someone-
yourself. Like you put the VR set, and then you're like going through
Dude,
town.
I think that would give me PTSD.
Yeah, but it would be like, but like you don't see
Oh,
the
I'm
killing.
just gonna
It
kill
would be
this
like,
dude, and then like I'm gonna eat
It
their
would like
meat, and it's
black
gonna
out.
taste.
It would like black you out when you kill someone.
But then it's like a
Then you wake
screenshot,
up and you're like, your hands are ready. You're like,
you wake up and your wife comes in, dinner's ready, and then you sit at the table with your bloody
and it's
hands
just like
and you
the
cut up the
man,
meat.
like bent over with like an apple in his mouth and like on the like centerpiece.
That's like a psychopath thing.
Yeah.
I think that was like what Jeffrey Dahmer wrote in his diaries before he like.
But it would be interesting to
froze the
hunt a
femurs.
man. Like I feel like they say that man is like the most interesting game or something like that.
Oh yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I mean, if you're a psychopath, yeah.
Well, like I mean, like if it was like
If it was like, if we like advanced technology where like I could kill someone, but like I couldn't, you know,
well,
like
no,
it
I don't
wouldn't
want
be
to
me.
kill someone. I just mean it would be interesting to kill someone. Okay, sorry, I don't want to kill someone. It's not interesting to kill someone. It would be
I hope
the-
we have so many viewers that are
the
just like, dude.
hunt to kill someone.
Yeah.
Would be interesting.
So you want to play like flag football, but with killing someone?
No.
Like they're running away, and you're
Flag
like,
football's
it's
not
like
fun.
it's like cat and mouse, and then as soon as
Yeah.
you get up to them and you pull their flag, you're like, dude, I totally like hunted you.
Yeah.
You know how fucking stupid that sounds.
But that's what I mean. It'd be cool if you killed them, but you didn't really kill them. You blacked out and then woke up at your.
So you want to know what? I mean, people do that. They black
well,
out and then they kill
imagine,
people.
like all the people that like how easy it is to stalk people with technology right now and like
Yeah.
memorize someone. Like say you had nothing better to do but
you want to be like Joe from fucking
yeah,
You,
but like someone like
but like you don't know that you're killing them.
correct, and it's not some yeah. It'd be interesting to stalk someone.
You're gonna come back in 10
Or-
years. If we're
or-
still
or
doing
the
this
other thing-
podcast in 10
or
years,
the
you're
other
like,
thing.
dude, I wish they would upload like a school shooting VR. Like,
Because
bro.
wasn't there like or like the 10-second head start like you have to hide from me and then like you have to, like almost like the people the FBI
Have you
agents.
ever played a game called Hide and Seek?
Yeah, but there's no murder involved in hide and seek. That's the point.
You want hide and seek with murder without murdering someone.
Correct.
So it's hide and seek. But then
No,
you
but
don't
there's
black
more
out.
fear in murder than hide and seek.
I don't know, dude.
Like if I told you, Brandon, I'm gonna murder you, you have a 10-second head start, and then I just like had to locate you.
Wait, was that a signal that you're gonna do it right
Yeah,
now,
you have
or
10 seconds
should I
starting
start
right
right
now.
now? Yeah.
1, 2. But no, I always watch shows and it's like they always play up that like hunting man would be like interesting.
But
And
I
that's-
think they also play it up. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
They play it up to be
yeah,
like the
because people are very
cinematography
predictable.
for
I always think,
murder.
have you ever? Okay, side note, like I don't want to murder anyone. You guys can fast forward the last 10 minutes of your life, and I always freak out about that. Where I think some of our lives are so mundane and predictable that anyone could murder us
Oh yeah, absolutely.
just by like looking at our schedule.
Guys, I work Monday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday. So if you
work-
want to come kill
you work
me,
your 9 to 5.
come do it.
You come home, you go to bed, wake up, do it again, rinse, repeat. You go out on the weekends, maybe, but that wouldn't be the time to kill you because you're unpredictable on the weekends. You'd be murdered before or after work. right?
Yes, that is true, Justin.
Yeah.
If you were a murderer, you could probably kill someone.
It'd be easier to chase someone down when they get home from work because you know
I
they're going to come
understand what
home
you
from
mean.
work.
You're talking about that, like, you think it's cool, the psychological aspect of hunting someone down and the theoretical killing of someone. It's like a criminal, like,
It's like a criminal that gets in the mind of a serial killer.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
like intrigued by it.
I understand what you meant, but I'm giving you grief because you said you wanted to kill
I know,
someone.
now everyone's just gonna watch this. They're not gonna get to this point.
No,
where
they're
you're
not.
like, oh, I understand like the psychological, and then they're gonna really be like, oh, what?
Do you
want to
rewind? I'll say it at the beginning of.
Yeah. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut that piece and say, disclaimer. And then we'll play that clip.
I don't actually want to kill someone. I just enjoy the psychological torture of thinking about killing someone. Like, oh, fuck,
So,
man.
I think that wraps up episode 9.
It's gonna be called Making a Murderer. You
Yeah.
know it. No, yeah. So if we still have viewers watching, Cat saying why? I don't know
I don't know.
this podcast sucks. So if we still have those watching, make sure you come in next week. We have
Potential guess.
potential guests. The week after, I think we have potential guests.
We have a definitive guess.
Sorry, we have a definitive guest.
Which
so,
we will announce. So what we're going to try to do is we want to play up a little bit of our like social media game everywhere. So we will be posting a nice little preview similar to the way we announced our father coming on the podcast.
Exactly.
And that way you'll be able to see who's on the podcast the week of. And so if you guys want to check in, just tune in every day. We have a really special guest possibly next week. The following week we have another special guest. And I think we might have a guest 2 weeks after that. So I know you guys have been tuning into a lot of solo podcasts, but I think half the fun is having other people to fucking crack up with us. And I think the definitive guess, I think I'm excited most about it is because they are also older brother and younger brother. I guess all brothers are one's older, one's younger, but they're also a two brother podcast.
Correct.
And they crack up the same way. They do voices. They crack up at each other's shortcomings, and it's just, so I'm excited for that type of interaction. Yeah. So definitely tune in, subscribe, follow, like, do whatever you can.
YouTube,
and,
Spotify, Apple Music. Catch us on anything you want. We're just here for you guys. We enjoy the audience. So I think I think we're wrapped up, baby.
We see a wrapped up baby.
That
That would be an interesting meal. A wrapped up baby.
You say meal?
A meal on wheels.
The baby on wheels.
A cow.
The bow.
Yeah.
bow. Baby on wheels.
No, I'm just trying to find a weird way to end this. Like, because we usually jibber jabber for a little bit.
I mean, a baby on wheels was
Oh, I should have just said baby on wheels and then closed out.
Yeah, I
but
think
like
baby.
Now
that would have been
I'm
a good meal. Baby on wheels. Tink.
I got a baby on wheels.
Baby on wheels.
We can season it with ranch dressing. I don't know. I can't do like melodies. I wish I could
Everyone
do
get
melodies.
the fuck out of here.
I got a baby on wheels.
Baby on wheels.
Baby, pass me the ranch dressing. Good evening, guys. And have a